Look where you're going.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't see you.
You didn't even look. Of all the stupid, clumsy...
Hurry it up. We're late now.
Stage ready to leave. Everybody aboard.
Well, don't just stand there. Do something.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
I'm awfully sorry.
So you're sorry again. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Awful. What am I going to do?
Don't worry.
Don't worry. There won't be another stage for a week, you clumsy, stupid...
Please, lady, dry up and I'll help you.
Oh, you should be kept on a leash.
Hey, Fred. Fella just stole your horse and kidnapped a girl.
Throw me around like a sack of meal. I wanted to get home, but not in pieces.
Well, we made it.
Oh!
What happened? You bust a rib?
Merely a whalebone.
A what?
Plain to see you ain't been married long, young fella.
Married?
We were just trying to catch the stage. They were after us.
Oh, so you're eloping?
The very idea. Why, I don't even know his name.
Well, that's easily fixed. The name's Sunset Carson.
Carson? Any kin to Jeff Carson?
Yeah, he's my dad. Do you know him?
Sure do. Got a lot to thank him for, too. Hadn't it been for him letting us ranchers use his water hole, we'd have been out of business.
I guess it's kind of a specialty of Dad's, helping his friend over the rough spots.
Rough spots? It's also a specialty of his sons.
Whalebones. Good thing you had a spare, ma'am.
Maybe we better make tracks for town, Jeff. The stage is doing about an hour.
You ride on in and meet Sunset, and I'll have dinner ready for him when he gets home. Well, Cactus, from now on, you're taking orders from Sunset, so you two might as well get used to each other. Think you'll like him?
I shouldn't wonder. Horses ain't particular who they cotton to.
Oh, get going, you old maverick. My cooking ain't good enough for him.
Flash. Don't you know your old pals?
Now that he's got religion, maybe he don't want to know us.
What are you doing here?
When we heard what a swell setup you had here, we decided to team up again. This ranch will make a perfect front. Nobody'd catch on, Flash. You could go on posing as an honest rancher who'd hired a few new hands.
So that you could rob the men who've been my friends?
Why not? You'd get your cut.
You don't seem to grasp the fact that I've gone straight since I got out of prison. I want you off this place before my boy gets here.
Your boy?
I didn't know you were a family man.
I adopted Sunset 10 years ago.
What's that?
It's the posse.
You don't want that kid of yours to find out who you really are, do you?
He isn't going to find out.
Hold it. He will if you don't cover for us. Hello, Carson. Are you home?
Get out there. And in case you get any foolish ideas, just remember this gun is pointed at your back. And leave your gun.
Howdy, Jeff.
Hello, Sheriff. Boys?
Howdy, Jeff.
Seen any strangers pass here lately?
No.
We're looking for a gang that held up the bank and killed the cashier.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Of course, they might have come by while Utah and I were out hunting. I've only been back a short while.
I hope you had better luck than we're having.
Okay, Clint. You're going back the way they came.
Now we can get down to business with the old man.
You bet you can. Now get to your horses and clear out of here.
Now, wait a minute.
You heard me.
How about waiting until the posse gets a good start?
We'd better separate. You two boys take that direction. Wait a minute. What are you pulling up for? I have a feeling that Carson wasn't on the up and up. There were some horses back there in that barn I don't think belong to him. Come to think of it, he did act kind of nervous. Take! Let him go. We'll handle this alone.
Come on.
Get those hands up, you're covered. Get the horses. Mount up. Hand over that rifle. So you were covering up for the gang?
I had nothing to do with it.
Ah, don't let him fool you. He's been the brains of our outfit for years.
What outfit?
You ever hear of the Cherokee Flash?
You mean that outlaw that operated in the Indian country?
That's him, in the flesh.
What about it, Carson? So you won't talk. You sure had us fooled. Get up there! Oh.
Dad!
Hello, honey. Have a nice trip?
It wasn't dull.
Your bag, Miss Mason.
Thank you. Oh, Dad, I'd like you to meet Sunset Carson. This is my father, Dr. Mason.
Glad to know you, Doctor. You locating here permanently?
Well, I just opened an office across the street. Hi, Sunset.
Hello, Utah. I'll be right with you. I hope I see you again. And you too, Doctor, but not professionally.
Coming, dear?
Oh, yes.
Hi, old-timer.
How did things go?
Pretty good. Got a good price for the beef, but I'm sure glad to be home. Hey, where's Dad? Didn't he ride in to meet me?
Oh, he stayed at home to get dinner. Wouldn't trust me. Nice-looking animal.
Yeah, he's a beauty. Wonder who he belongs to.
You?
Me?
Yeah, he's a gift from your pa.
Gosh. Dad sure thinks of everything, doesn't he?
He sure does, when it comes to you.
Out of the way.
Hello, son.
Dad. What happened? What's this all about?
Well,
I'd rather tell him if you don't mind, Sheriff.
Sure, go ahead. You, outside. If anybody wants me, I'll be at the hospital. I want to talk to the other prisoner.
I'd hoped you'd never learn what I'm going to tell you. I suppose you've heard of the Cherokee Flash?
Yeah, everybody's heard of him.
I was the Cherokee Flash.
But, Dad...
That was a long time ago, son. I went to prison, served my sentence, and came out convinced that I'd had enough of being on the wrong side of the law. That and running into a spunky little freckle-faced kid that didn't have any folks. I guess sooner or later, a man's past is bound to catch up with him. I'd broken with the gang, but they continued operating in my name. Today, they held up the bank here and killed the cashier, and then forced me to hide them at the ranch.
Howdy, Mr. Butler.
Oh, hello, Utah.
I suppose you heard the news.
That's why I'm here, to offer my services to Jeff.
Well, he sure needs a lawyer.
I'll do my best.
Didn't they catch any of the gang?
Just Clint Hawkins. He's over in the hospital now.
Isn't he the one that framed you?
Yes, he was angry because I refused to join up with them again.
I'll get the truth out
Now,
of
wait a
him.
minute, son. He'll have a chance to tell the truth at the trial. No matter what happens to me, you're in the clear. Ranch is yours, paid for with honest money. Hello, Mark.
Oh, Jeff. Sunset?
Hello, Mr. Butler. Glad to see you.
It was good of you to come, Mark.
I hurried over as soon as I heard the news. You know, this is pretty serious. In view of your past record, I'm afraid we have a real fight on our hands.
Yes, I know. At least I'll have a chance with you defending me.
Well, I'll do everything in my power. Sunset, I want to go over a few things with you after I've talked to Jeff. How about waiting at my office?
Okay. See you later, Dad. In the meantime, I'll see what I can get out of Clint Hawkins.
Hawkins?
He's the one who framed me.
Oh, I see. Now, the first thing we've got to do is establish an alibi. You remember where you were around the time of the holdup?
Yes, I was at the waterhole.
Utah with you?
No, I was alone. Come to think of it, I ran into Clem Davis,
What was he doing there?
riding herd. He's one of Tom Stanton's top hands.
Fine. Well, there's one witness for the defense. Now, about this gang. I need a description of them.
Thanks, Doc.
Wait outside, Green.
you sure this gunshot wound was an accident, Sheriff? Or maybe you figured one man less would make a bigger cut all around.
You think we'd be stupid enough to kill you when we need your testimony to pin this job on old man Carson?
It's a very pretty speech, but you better not figure on making me the goat, because I'm liable to spill the works.
Don't worry. We'll get you out.
Hello, son.
Howdy, Miss Tony. Came to see your father.
Anything I can do for you?
Yes, sir. I'd like to talk to the patient.
Well, the sheriff's with him right now.
I could sure tell that kid plenty.
And spoil a perfect setup. You're not that crazy.
Then you better keep him out of here.
I intend to. Hello, Carson. Looking for me?
No, I want to ask Hawkins some questions.
Well, I'm afraid that'll have to wait until the trial.
Is he still sticking to those lies about Dad?
They don't sound like lies to me. He tells a pretty straight story.
Maybe in your opinion, but I'm going to talk to him.
Oh, no, you don't. You seem to forget that I'm in charge of this case.
Blackie, don't!
He's been stabbed to death.
You mean someone got in here and knifed him?
More likely the knife come through that window.
What's the trouble?
Somebody got Clint Hawkins.
Your father's accuser? That's unfortunate. If he'd have lived, he might have cleared your dad.
Well, at least his death told us one thing.
What?
One of the members of his gang was called Blackie.
Blackie?
It's the name Clint called out just before the knife got him. He was murdered by one of his own gang to keep from talking.
You better come to my office.
We're not getting anywhere this way. Our only hope is to find this Blackie and make him talk.
You wall-eyed, mud-slinging varmint. I got a good
I
notion.
was just gonna
I
say-
heard what you were just saying, calling Jeff Carson a crook. That you talked out of the other side of your mouth when your cattle were bawling for water.
All right. So he did give away a little water. Maybe that was so we wouldn't get suspicious of what he and his gang really were up to.
Why, you ungrateful baboon, I oughta...
Save your breath, Utah.
Buzzard. That's all you are, buzzard. Just waiting to pounce.
You can hardly blame the ranchers for being bitter. After all, that bank holdup did wipe out their entire savings. Now, if Jeff was only willing to make some restitution...
Restitution? You talk as if you think he's guilty.
You misunderstand me, Sunset. I was merely considering every angle. Now, if we could swing public opinion in Jeff's favor by some reimbursement to the ranchers, that might help to acquit him.
Yes, it might.
You know, you can always sell the ranch. That would partially cover the bank's losses.
But if Dad returned the money, that would be practically admitting his guilt.
Well,
Seems to me we'll have to think of something better than that.
then there's nothing more to discuss. Will you and Utah be going back to the ranch?
Yeah, I've got some things to look after out there.
If anything turns up, I'll get in touch with you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Butler. So long.
Goodbye.
Bullseye. Right where you got Clint Hawkins. Hey, Blackie?
Lay off calling me Blackie. That name is dynamite from now on.
All right, all right. That leaves only one more witness to dispose of, Clem Davis. Aren't we getting in pretty deep just to grab off that broken-down Carson ranch?
We're not after the ranch. Carson's place happens to control every drop of water in the district. And that's what we're after, the water. When the small cattlemen can't get any, they'll be through, bankrupt, forced to sell.
And when that time comes, we step in and buy up every acre in the valley.
Right.
Sunset! Sunset!
What's all the yelling about?
That blame Stanton is driving his herd over to our water hole.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Dad always give him free water.
Well, maybe you forgot how Stanton run down your father in town. He and all the rest of the ranchers have already put a noose around his neck, and if you give him one drop of water, you're just a dad-blame fool.
Come on, Cac.
There's Stanton.
Stanton, you've got a lot of nerve.
How's that?
That water's free to only Dad's friends.
We've got something coming to us after having our money stolen.
Why don't you wait till he's tried before you convict him?
A trial would just be a waste of money.
Better watch your words, Stanton.
I'll speak my piece. No outlaw's brat's gonna tell me what to say.
Now get your stock off this ranch and keep it off. But, Dad, I tell you, you'll never get a fair trial in this town. They're all against you.
All right, son, if you think it's best. Speak to Butler and see if he can get the case transferred to the county seat.
I intend to, but if he can't, I'm getting you out of here if I have to stage a jailbreak.
Now, that's enough of that kind of talk, son. That would only make you a fugitive and kill all chances of me ever proving my innocence.
All right. I'll see if I can find Butler. Hey, jailer!
Find out if Butler's contacted Clem Davis.
About what?
Clem can give me an alibi for the time of the bank holdup. Now that Hawkins is dead, he's my one remaining witness.
That's funny. Butler never mentioned Clem Davis to me. I'll take care of it, Dad.
Good luck, son.
What now?
I've got to see Butler.
Well, I saw him go in the saloon about 10 minutes ago.
Hey, doctor!
Hello, Stanton. What's the matter?
One of my men got knifed in the back. I'm afraid it's too late to do anything for him.
It's Clem Davis.
Clem Davis.
Better notify the sheriff. Give me a hand here.
Hello, Sunset. Hi, Utah. Have a drink.
No, thanks. Butler, Dad's trial must be moved to the county seat. Both witnesses might have cleared him have been killed. Whoever framed him isn't taking any chances.
You mean they got Clem, too? He was our last hope.
You're under arrest, Carson.
What for?
For the murder of Clem Davis.
You're crazy. I'm not a knife thrower. If you want the real killer, you better start looking for the guy that got Clint Hawkins.
You must have copied his technique. Clem lived long enough to say his murderer rode a white horse.
Who did you tell that to?
That right, Stanton?
Yeah, that's right.
Hand over that gun. Let's head back to town and get a posse.
Utah, you take care of Cactus. Get a horse for Dad. I'm busting him out of jail.
Sunset!
Come on, Dad. You're getting out of here.
Now, wait a minute, son. You're not getting mixed up in this.
Don't you see, Dad? With Clem Davis dead, you haven't got a chance. We've got to get out now while there's still time.
Hey, Sheriff! Sunset's in town. I just saw him duck into the jail.
It's too late, Sunset. The only way we can get out of here now is to shoot our way out.
Open this door, Sunset, and come out with your hands in the air, both of you.
Wait, Dad.
No use stalling. This is the only way out. Now we have to come in, we're coming in shooting.
It'll take him a little time to break that door down.
Sunset.
Hey, Utah, get the rope off my saddle. Hey, Utah, hurry up.
Blame it, I'm hurrying.
Get something to break this door down.
Come on, Cactus, pull, come on. That's it. Come on. Come on, Cactus, pull.
Give him room.
Hey, Utah, come back here with that rope.
Let me in there.
Take it away. Come on, Cactus, come on.
All right, try it.
We'll be at the old lion cabin.
He got away.
So I gathered. You're a smart one. I'm surprised they didn't walk off with the jail. Do you realize the spot we're in? With them on the loose, they'll have to start checking up.
They won't get far. The boys are gonna posse out looking for him.
It's a pretty big country to hide in. Who helped them get away?
I suppose that hired hand of theirs.
You're probably right. And to my knowledge of law, that makes him an accessory and liable to arrest.
I think you got something there, Blackie. We'll take care of that right away.
Sure. I know where Sunset and Jeff are hiding, but I ain't telling anybody.
But we must get word to them at once. Dad has some important information about Clem Davis's death.
Oh, that's different. Look, Sunset and Jeff are hiding out to the lion shack. Let's go and see your pa.
Just a minute, Utah. You're under arrest.
What for? You sure are the arrestin'est pair.
Do all your talking later. And you'll talk plenty if you know what's good for you. Come on.
Oh.
Get in there. Where's Jeff Carson and his kid?
I don't know.
Maybe this will improve your memory.
Oh.
Where are they hiding?
I told you I didn't know.
All right, we can hold out as long as you can. Take over, Green. See if you can make him talk.
Don't.
Hello, Doc.
Something I can do for you?
Yes, I'd like to see you talk.
Sorry, he's being questioned.
Oh.
So, this is the way you question prisoners, torturing an old man.
You forget he helped 2 criminals escape. I gotta find out where they are, for the good of the community.
For the good of the community, you should be put out of office, both of you. He needs medical attention. I'm taking him with me.
The prisoner remains in my custody. You've interfered enough. Get out. From now on, you stick to peddling your pills. I'll handle my job.
You won't have any job after the next election.
There must be something we can do. They might kill him.
We've got to get word to Sunset and his father.
I know where they are. I'll get word to them.
Keep an eye on that pair and see what they're up to.
Right.
Baldwin! That Mason girl just rode out of town in a hurry. Think we ought to trail her?
No, let her go.
But she might lead us to the Carsons.
I've got an idea she's gonna bring them back, and when she does, we'll be waiting for them. Get the boys.
No sign of them yet.
What is it?
We're expected. I had an idea we might be.
Hadn't you better turn back?
No. You wait here about 10 minutes, Tony. Then ride on into town.
What are you going to do?
Make a detour. Come on, Dad. Must be on top.
Did you hear something? Somebody's coming.
Girl, but she's alone. Guess the boss had things figured wrong.
Drop that gun, Rand. As a matter of fact, your boss had things figured out right.
Hello, Utah. Did you have a nice rest? Now maybe you feel like talking.
I don't know anything.
You're pretty stubborn, aren't you? You're going to talk or I'm going to break every bone in your body. Where is Jeff Carson and his kid?
Turn around, Sheriff. You'll find out. Come out here. Well, to finish the both of you.
Easy, son. You'll get what's coming to them later. We've got to get Utah fixed up. Hand over your guns.
You shouldn't have come back.
Don't worry about us. You think you can walk?
Sure, I'm all right.
I'll attend to you later.
You won't get away with this.
Just a fair exchange, Sheriff. These are the bank robbers you were looking for at my ranch, as if you didn't know.
Come on, don't let him get out of town.
Doc, will you take care of Utah?
Take him right into the back room, Sunset. Heat some water.
What's that?
Carson is dead. Hold up in the doctor's office.
Stanton just joined them.
It's your last chance to surrender, Carsons. Come out of there with your hands up.
You'll have to come and get us.
All right, you asked for it.
Gotta let me up out of here. I want to get me a sheriff.
You're staying right here till I'm through.
Not as good you'd be trying to shoot with a couple of bad eyes.
That ain't what I shoot with.
Can you walk?
Can I walk? I've been doing it for over 50 years.
Say, Doc, what did you want to tell us about Clem Davis?
Just this. I performed an autopsy on him. That knife wound killed him instantly. He couldn't have seen anybody riding away on a white horse.
That makes our friend Stanton out a liar.
Daddy had only one reason for lying to us. He must be into that bunch that framed us. Keep him busy. I'm going to corral Stanton.
Don't worry, honey. Just drumming up a little business. Get some more shells. We got to get him out of town so we can question him.
It's easier said than done. We'll be lucky if we get out of here ourselves.
I think I can cover our getaway. Take Stanton out to the horses. I'll be with you in a minute.
Utah, give me a hand.
Hey, Doc, where do you keep your shells?
In the desk.
Hang in there!
What's the meaning of this?
Look here, Stanton, you lied when you said Clem Davis saw somebody ride away on a white horse after he was knifed. Now why?
That's no lie. It's the truth.
No, it isn't. Clem Davis was dead the second that knife hit him. He couldn't have seen anyone.
Who put you up to it? Start talking, and this time don't lie. You heard me. Start talking.
All right, I did lie.
For what reason?
To get even with you for the beating you gave me down at the water hole, for one thing. And also, Sheriff Baldwin told me with you and your dad out of the way, I'd be able to get all of the free water I wanted.
Say, that varmint of a sheriff is back of everything.
You're not far wrong, Utah. I suspected the sheriff for a long time, but I don't think he was alone in it. Did you ever hear of anyone called Blackie?
Blackie? No? Who's he?
Blackie was the name Clint Hawkins called out just before he was killed. It's probably the name of the knife thrower that killed Clem Davis.
Why, he couldn't be connected with this.
Who, Dad?
Blackie's the name we used to call Mark Butler in college. Surely you don't suspect him.
Well, I don't know. Isn't he the only one that knew you were the Cherokee Flash?
Yes.
He also tried to get me to sell the ranch.
It's beginning to make sense, son.
Let's go out and corral both of them. I'm just eager to get my hands on that blamed sheriff.
Wait a minute, Utah. We can't convict him without proof, and I think I got a way to make them show their hands. I'll need your help, Doc, and yours, Stanton. How about it?
I reckon I got off on the wrong foot, Sunset. I'm sorry, but I'd like to square myself. What can I do to help you?
Well, I want you and the doc to go in town, call a meeting of all the citizens, and...
Hiya, Green.
Howdy, Stanton.
What's this all about?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I got word there was going to be an important meeting here. Who called it?
Search me.
We'll probably find out as soon as we're all here. Town seems pretty well represented, except for our sheriff, Mark Butler.
Maybe one of them called the meeting.
Possibly. Perhaps they'd better be notified that we're waiting.
You stay here, Doc. I'll get him.
He's going to get Butler and the sheriff.
Well, it won't be long. As executive of the Carson estate, I'll apply for a court order to take over the management of the ranch.
Flash, the kid ain't dead yet.
They're as good as dead. They're fugitives.
There's a meeting over at the saloon, and they're yelling for you and the sheriff.
What kind of a meeting?
Well, nobody seems to know. They figured one of you called it.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling there's trouble ahead. Maybe we better not show up.
We've got to. Otherwise, they might get suspicious.
How do we know they're not already?
Baldwin's right. I'm not sticking my neck in any noose.
Don't be fools. How could they have anything on us? Come on, we're going to find out what it's all about.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Now maybe we can find out what's going on.
I'm afraid we're as much in the dark as you are.
If this is somebody's idea of a joke, I might as well go home.
Me too.
I'd advise you to wait. What for? Don't look like anything's going to happen.
What is it, Sheriff?
Who's it from?
Read it.
Signed Jeff and Sunset Carson. We've been falsely accused of certain crimes, and we're here to settle with the men who are actually responsible. If they make any attempt to escape, they'll be shot down the minute they step through the door. The innocent men have nothing to fear. They are free to leave one at a time.
Well, gentlemen, looks as though the meeting's adjourned. For some of us. But you two were in a hurry to get away. Go ahead, Jones.
You first, Sam.
No, you go.
What are we waiting for? We're in the clear.
Now what? We stay here, we're admitting our guilt. But if we go out there, we're liable to get blasted. Calm down, the both of you. They must be bluffing. How can they know anything?
Then why don't you call their bluff?
I think I will. The note said to leave one at a time. Go ahead, Green. Not me. I'm not leading this parade.
Oh, yes, you are. Would you rather get it here?
I guess they weren't bluffing.
Not if they knew he was guilty.
You in there! Don't try to get out of these side doors. They're all guarded. Throw your guns out the door.
Throw it. And don't lose your head.
All right, now the other one.
I never carry a gun.
Come on out.
Wait a minute.
We're coming in.
I didn't have anything to do with those killings. I approve it.
No wonder you never carry your gun. You're too handy with a knife.
I trusted you, Mark, even to the extent of confiding a secret I never even told my son.
Guess that's what gave him the idea. I began having my doubts when he was in such a rush to get me to sell the ranch.
There's no use in denying anything.
No, save your breath. You can hang only once. Is he dead, Doc?
Yeah, killed instantly.
Hold him up, all of you. I haven't had much practice at throwing lead, but I can always learn.
So we're finally going to get one of those famous quail dinners I've been hearing so much about. Hey, Sunset?
Well, do you think he'd like to live on a ranch, or would you get lonesome for town?
I wouldn't get lonesome.
What's going on?
That blame mule-headed pa of yours casting aspersions on my cooking.
Come and get it. I wouldn't eat your that blame grub. I bet it ain't even fit for the coyotes to gnaw on.
You'll be all right, Utah. There's a doctor in the house. How are you, Jeff?
How are you, Doctor?
You coming in, Utah?
No, I ain't taking no chances on getting poisoned.
Well, you still look hungry to me.
Oh, let me down, you big galoot. I'm never could eat your pa cooking, and I'm too old to start now. Get on, let me...